What is going on, everyone? I'm Jamin White, and welcome to another edition of the Black and Yellow Beat.
You know what it is.
I'm bringing in the biggest news and updates from our favorite Pittsburgh sports teams. And ladies and gentlemen, the NHL season is officially underway, and our hometown Pittsburgh Penguins made history in their contest against the New York Rangers. It's great to see the hockey is finally back. It's great to see the Penguins are back. Just the vibe of the season getting started. It's sweater weather out. There's hockey back. There's fresh powder. There's more fresh ice and fresh powder around the NHL than a Charlie Sheen dressing room, because it's awesome. And the Penguins have very low expectations this year as far as how they're going to perform. But what a way to start the season, 1-0 against the New York Rangers. Let's get into it. So, one of the major storylines heading into the season for the Penguins was that this could be the last dance of sorts for the trio of Sidney Crosby, Evgeny Malkin, and Chris Letang. That trio recorded history against the New York Rangers as they became the first trio of teammates to play together for 20 seasons. That's a record in NHL history and North American sports history. No trio of teammates has played together longer than our group of Penguins. And, it was incredible to see them back out on the ice tonight. New head coach Dan Muse decided to put them all on the same line to start the game, which was awesome. Seeing them out there all together and the history that they've been through over the past 20 years in the National Hockey League. The highs, the lows, the cup wins, the playoff disappointments, the injuries, everything, man. It's just so great that they got to go out there for the first time again, and what may be the last time. As they're aging superstars that are undoubtedly on the back half of their career. Sidney Crosby's 38, Chris Letang is 38, Malkin just turned 39 in July. And of course, the news broke this summer that the Penguins are reportedly not going to offer Malkin a new contract after this season, and he stated that in the past and with this rumor that he doesn't really have any interest in playing for any other NHL team anyway. So this could be the last year of Malkin's career as a whole. And of course, there's a new Sidney Crosby trade rumor every single week that I'm so sick of hearing, even after he said he has no interest in playing anywhere else but Pittsburgh and doesn't take part in any of those rumors. But they're certainly circling around. Send Crosby to the Avalanche, send him to Montreal, need to get Crosby back in the playoffs. And I get it. I want to see Crosby in the postseason too, but I don't want to see him anywhere other than Pittsburgh. And it sounds like he doesn't want to be anywhere other than Pittsburgh either. He's, all three of these guys are ingrained in the sports culture of the city, the sports history of the city. So again, it was cool to see them back together on the same line against the New York Rangers in the season debut of the NHL being back. And Crosby said post-game, in a quote, he said, "To be sharing 20 years with Gino and Tanger and having played this long together, it's so rare," Crosby said. "I'm just grateful that we can be in this situation and we're still competing and still doing it." They're still doing it, cuz 20 years of anything is incredible. 20 years of playing in one of the hardest and most grueling professional sports leagues in the world is an amazing feat. And to do it together, this trio for 20 years, is even more remarkable. It's so cool. And it's just one game, but it was great to see them back out there together, just like old times. The trio that we've come to know is some of the greatest Pittsburgh Penguins in history, and some of the greatest hockey players in history too. Aside from everyone's favorite three-headed monster, it was a notable night of firsts for the team as a whole. Mentioned earlier, we got a new head coach on the Penguins bench. Coach Dan Muse got his first win as the Penguins head coach against former Penguins coach Mike Sullivan, who's now coaching the Rangers, and of course is going to go on to coach Team USA at the Olympics. Also, it's Mike Sullivan's first loss against the Penguins, as he was undefeated previously when he was coaching with Boston. So incredible night for Dan Muse. His game plan was evident the entire night, and it's awesome seeing just a new face on the bench and seeing what he can bring to the club. Rookies Ben Kindle and Harrison Bronick made their NHL debuts as well, with Ben Kindle winning a majority of the faceoffs that he took part in, and goaltender Artur Silovs, who got the start over a long time. Penguins goaltender Tristan Jarry recorded his first career regular season shutout, notching 25 saves against the Blue Shirts. And it was a successful night in all three facets of the game for the Penguins, as they went 3-0 against the Rangers, scoring two goals on the empty net. Justin Brazeau scored 2 goals. He notched the first goal on the empty net, and Blake Lizotte scored 1 as well, again on the empty net. And Malkin, the 39-year-old Russian superstar, finished the night with 2 assists, so he got on the stat sheet as well. So again, not a lot of people are projecting the team to do very well, as most major publications have it right here, picked the Penguins to finish pretty close to the bottom. Most publications have them right at the bottom in their power rankings. Bleacher Report had them at 30, and many have thought that this team was better off just tanking and trying to grab who many suspect is going to be the first overall pick in next year's draft, Gavin McKenna, out of Penn State in next year's draft lottery. But Crosby has made it clear that he's not interested in this strategy of tanking and calculated losing and trying to get better odds at the top pick. But the organization also seems to not be open to a full rebuild with Sid still on the team, so kind of at a stalemate in that respect. But again, an opening night win against the Rangers saw a very energetic and motivated team who seems to believe that they still have some firepower to compete with. And a lot of the pundits that were releasing their power rankings and predictions at the beginning of the season and prior to were saying that the goalie situation just isn't good enough for the Penguins, as they ranked 29th in the NHL last year. So if we could see some improvement on that end, we have 3 superstars already, and we got some young bucks coming up, trying to get their foothold in the league. So the team's getting a little bit younger as well, and bringing some more firepower that way. And Dan Muse, I liked what we saw in Game 1. Just a lot of energy, a lot of pace, a lot of north-south play. Again, really dominating. Energy-wise in all 3 facets of the game. So good to see that the Penguins are back anyway, and I'm hopeful that they have a good season. Again, it would be great to see this team go on one last run with this group of Crosby, Malkin, and Letang together. Is that going to happen? Time will tell. It's a long season ahead of us, and the Penguins are already getting into Game 2 on Thursday as they next face the New York Islanders in their home debut at PPG Paints Arena, where it is certainly going to be a hockey night in Pittsburgh. Thanks for watching. Again, this is the Black and Yellow Beat. I'm your host, Jamin White, bringing you all the biggest updates and news in our favorite Pittsburgh sports teams. And ladies and gentlemen, the Penguins and Elvis have just left the building. Peace.
Black and yellow.